Okay, what's happening, people? Jono here from Fitness Education Online. Welcome to our channel if it's your first time on here. And it's actually a specific series. If you've landed on this video here, I've got a specific series which is all about social media marketing tips for fitness professionals. What I've done is I've gone and sought out the 10 best social media marketing professionals, specifically for fitness professionals in the world, and they're going to give you their top 3 tips in less than 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to shoot over and give them a bit of an introduction in a second. Just before I do that, let me tell you that we've also got another series, which is business tips in general. So this one here is all social media marketing. We've got another one, which is business based. Now, I've interviewed the same people on both of them because they're very closely related, obviously. So it's the same introduction for both. So if you get to the introduction, you're like, well, hold on, haven't I heard this exact same introduction before? Yes, it has. I've just used the same introduction. You could call it, I don't know whether it's lazy on my behalf or it's just smart or time efficient on my behalf. I like to call it smart and time efficient. You can call it what you want. But anyway, let me introduce this week's guest. What's happening, people? Jono from Fitness Education Online. Super excited to bring you this week's episode of how to get more clients for your personal training business, because our guest is an absolute rock star. She's one of the top fitness business coaches in Australia and a very good personal friend of mine. So make sure to listen to exactly what she says and implement it. Just before we get into it, I need to address something. I've had a lot of questions recently saying, Jono, how is it that your hair and your beard is like the exact same length in every episode you do? How do you do that? Teach us. And well, it's quite simple. The reason it's like that is because I batch these videos. I just take like 10 of them in a row and just change my shirt so it looks like a different day. So feel free to implement that strategy yourself. Anyway, let's hear from Nardia Norman. And usual deal, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit subscribe and join our community Facebook group. We've got the largest Facebook group in the world for fitness professionals. Everyone's super supportive. We all share tips and ideas. Link down in the bio.
Sales tips for personal trainers. Oh, I love this topic. It's a juicy topic and it's one of my favorite things to talk about and to teach about, because so many trainers feel icky when it comes to the sale, or they don't feel confident with the sale. And here's the thing. Sales isn't a scary thing. We need to make sales in our business because cash flow is oxygen to our business. So 3 of my favorite top tips are this. Number 1, always be selling. Every single day or even weekly, right? Make sure that you are putting offers out to your current client base so that you can possibly upsell them into other products. So therefore you're going to increase the customer value of the people that you currently have, or always be putting offers out to your warmed up audience. Now, this is only going to work well if you've spent that time building connection, building trust, building a solid engagement relationship with your potential audience. It will only trip you up if you try to sell to people all the time if you haven't got that connection there. That's when it goes a little bit icky and sleazy. But if you've done your due diligence, tell them every single day, sell in your DMs, sell on your Facebook Lives. And it doesn't have to be overt. It can be very subtle call to actions where you're just inviting them in to initiate or start the conversation. And at the end of the day, that's what sales is. Sales is just about having a really high quality conversation with a person to see if you can actually help them, to bridge the gap between where they currently are and where they want to be. That's all sales is. And then you just kind of talk about what that's worth down the track. So always be putting out some form of offer. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I actually just kind of said it. Learn how to bridge the gap between where people currently are and where they want to get to. And you do this by having a solid sort of bank of questions that allow you to get the right information from your clients. In other words, get really, really good at asking open-ended questions, right? And then get really, really good at listening to what people are saying. Now, this might be happening through your DMs on social media. This might be happening in a face-to-face situation where you're sitting down and you're doing a consult. This might be on the phone. It doesn't matter how it's being done. It's the fundamentals are still the same here. So get really good at asking questions about them and seeing if you can draw out things such as, right? What have they tried in the past? What's currently holding them back? What do they think it's going to take for them to achieve their goals, right? Can you tell them that, hey, you're here and here's what I offer you that's going to bridge the gap and get you to there? And then get very good at being able to sell that dream back to them. So hear what they've got to say, identify all their possible roadblocks and objections, and then great, cool. Here's what I'm hearing. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's how I can help you. And if you're really good at kind of nailing down that very basic framework, you're not really going to have to sell. It's already been done because you've persuaded them along the sales journey. And this ties into point number 3, which is this: focus on the front end part of the sales journey. So when I talk sales, and I've talked to my trainers in the past, they only ever think of sales as being that point where there is point of sale, where you're asking for money. And that's where trainers like freaking out and going, well, how do I get better at that part? Well, that's just one piece in a whole customer journey, a whole sales journey. So the front end part is the stuff that I've just talked about. Building rapport, asking the right questions, have a thorough understanding of this person, what drives them, what they need to do. You're able to bridge the gap. You can definitely help them, and then you can sell them on the dream. If you take the time to nail that front end piece, when it comes to the back end piece, which is simply the let's have the conversation about money now, right? Here's what it's going to be worth in order for you to achieve your dreams. It's easy. It's a no-brainer. Like the sell has been done in the front end. So don't be afraid to take the time to do that part of the journey well, and also to upskill in that area. If you do the work with the front end, I can guarantee you that that asking for money piece is going to be pretty easy.
All right, Nardia, did I tell you she was good or what? Anyways, I recommend following Nardia on her social media platforms. Nardia, where do we go to hear more about you?
3 places to come and find me and hang out with me. Number 1, Instagram. That's my preferred platform. So come find me at Nardia Norman. Nardia with an R, Nardia. I know it's a very small thing, but it's actually a very big thing. So I'm a Nardia, not an Adia. All right, so at Nardia Norman. On Facebook, you can come and hang out in my private group for personal trainers or fitness professionals, and that's the Fitness and Business Coaching Tribe. If you don't remember that, the link is also in my bio in Instagram. And I'd also invite you to come and check out my Fitness Legitness podcast. It's a podcast aimed at all fitness professionals who want to feel more legit in the fitness industry. So I cover off on a lot of these things that I've just gone through in these videos. So come and join me. Come join the squad.
So that's it for today's episode. I would love to invite you into the Fitness Education Online community Facebook group if you're not in there already. It's a free Facebook group. There's thousands of trainers in there. We all share tips and ideas. Everyone's super supportive. And that's really what we do at Fitness Education Online. So I'll see you in there.